Just the whole thing being planned and thought up with the ransom notes. Which why did the ransom notes stop? Yeah, I can't see it. I don't think it's more than two, but I'm definitely leaning it's two people for sure. I mean, someone could have pulled in the garage. If it was her and she went in the house, she could have been with a female voice, could have like not startled her as much and stuff instead of like a big masculine voice going in. But as far as where I think she's at now, I mean, I do think they got rid of her. I think they might have burned the body. Or something, because the person was covered head to toe. They did not want to be caught. They didn't want to be seen. Like, they didn't leave anything behind. So if there was like a struggle or anything, their DNA is all over her. So my guess is she probably passed before they wanted her to. They still tried to get the ransom. They had no proof of life at this point because they had to get rid of the body. So they just were like, well, we got off scot-free. We didn't get what we wanted, but we can just go on our merry way, and Nanos has completely screwed this whole thing up.
Well, thank you for your insight.
Yeah, no problem. Sorry, hopefully I don't get roasted too bad. Like I said, I know other places are roasting.
You're not getting roasted. You're just, a lot of people are saying no. In reference to Luke's mom.
Yeah, like I said, but it would be so odd that it could be true. It's just like, no one would expect it, but you know what? Weirder things have happened.
A lot of people also say Occam's razor, simple, stupid. As simple as possible.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I think a lot of people are overthinking it and stuff. I mean, as far as like a lot of like really like in detail stuff, and I think it's pretty straightforward. They saw the video of Savannah, her mom, started a plan, went to go get her. She passed away. Body's gone. They're gone. I mean, I don't think it's much more than that. I don't think it's like cartel or any giant conspiracy and stuff. I think it's pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of like, well, who did it and where is she?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. I
Be
enjoy
safe.
watching you. Keep doing what you're doing and stuff. You're great.
Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. All right. All right. What do you think, folks? Luke's mom? I don't know. JLR investigates. Anybody want to speak? Third request. Let's see. XLE. I've saved XLE and retired paralegal and behavioralist journalist degree. Kim. All right, Kim, I'm bringing you in. Thanks for reaching back. All right. Hold on, Kim. Got an interesting phone number here.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call can...
I don't know, Kim. Number doesn't work.
I got the Nanos interview from last night, full interview with Monica. I'm going to send it to you?
Yeah, give me a... Yeah. Please. Yeah. All right, got your number here. You're up, KK.
Hey.
Hi, KK.
Can you hear me?
I
can. You hear me?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Yes, hi. Can you hear me now?
I can. What's your name?
Karen.
I'm Kim.
Kim, yes. Karen.
Hi, Kim. You said you're former law enforcement?
Yes, I went to school down in South Ross and got to work the border towns and worked for border control until it got a little crazy down there.
You're a former Border Patrol agent?
Yes, I did. Well, I did it right when the cartel started coming in, and I just my parents just had a fit with that one because I was all gung ho. Yeah, and I met a lot of people, you know, a lot of ranch owners along the way, you know, that own. You know, there's a lot of stories to tell, and I even working down across in Matamoros, they there was a Mark Kilroy case that oh lordy, well, I'm an old lady. I've been retired for a couple decades, but anyway.
Oh, you did Border Patrol back in the day.
Back in the day, yes. 70s.
70s. Wow.
Yeah, and they were just building the tunnels then. They had them back there. But in Matamoros, so they had a high school student who goes down to Padre Island. He came up missing in the border town, and I went walking the streets of the town and found one of the teenagers just wanted to talk a little too much, and so we figured out where Mark Kilroy was buried, and that there were several people buried on a farm in a manure pack, and because he'd been decapitated. So it gets kind of brutal down there.
So with that being said, what are you saying? There's some sort of cartel border stuff in reference to this case?
Well, I mean, this gang that you're talking about, they usually don't carry guns with them. They are not into that. They're more into just stealing the jewelry and getting out.
You're talking about like a migrant South American burglary ring type of deal?
Right. The transcontinental, the ones
Yeah,
that
transnational.
From South America and Mexico and Central America.
You're saying they're not armed?
Several of them haven't been armed, but this guy, you know, that is the Mexican way to carry a gun, which is really ridiculous. I don't think anybody, in their straight mind should put a gun down there because.
So you're saying the guy that the purple on the next cam, this is the Mexican way? That's probably somebody like from Mexico, maybe?
Yes. Because that, you can Google it and you'll see a lot of pictures of them. But anyway, no, my thoughts were about, you know, just going back to at the very, very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Savannah, you know, of course, isn't involved. She's the most wrecked of everybody, and she seemed to be the closest to her mother. So, and being the youngest child, I can see that. But I'm just saying that whoever did this, okay, she had her larynx surgery in December, and she was out for a while. And then Nancy's security dog, the little black dog, it was a terrier, it died. I don't know how it died, but it died. And it died in December too. Both of them 2025. Okay, so Savannah gets better. She goes back to work. She's getting ready for the
Olympics.
And all of a sudden she can't go because her mother's missing. So whoever was doing this, it's like they planned it around. Somebody was watching her and watching the house, and I think for a while. And that they conveniently picked it when she could come down to Tucson and prevent her from not going
to the Olympics.
Mm-hmm. Which would have been such a career boost. She's done it before, but I think somebody was upset with her, jealous of her, who or what, but I just thought, it's really kind of convenient for someone to know her off times, and the dog terriers yap, my poodles yap. I have poodles too. I heard the girl earlier.
Yeah.
And they yap, and I've had terriers, and of course they yap, and they will wake up the dead. So even with my mother recently died, and she was in the same situation as Nancy. She couldn't walk more than 50 feet without um, falling over. She was hard of hearing, deafer than a doorknob, and she wanted to live alone, and she lived in a gated community right on the water.
Mm-hmm.
And she had all kinds of locks in her at our house, and we always made sure that she was locked in. And that's what I was just wondering. I mean, they just got so either complacent with, oh, no problems around here, but then you look at the Tucson crime statistics, it's like number 8 in the nation.
8 in the nation for what?
For crime, for criminal justice things, for
Violent
they.
crime.
I mean, they have a high, and it's getting worse. And I mean, for a town of over 500, I mean, with 500, 600,000, that's pretty monumental for it to be 8th in the nation for having the worst crime statistics. So people know that there's crime in the area, or do they not? Do they not have a newspaper there that actually keeps, because newspapers, being a journalist, I will say they keep like law enforcement in line. And I live in an area where I know the sheriff he's gotten away with murder. I mean, literally. And we have, I mean, I live in an area where the ex-DA, the ex-coroner,
Mm-hmm.
and the ex-sheriff all are in prison, or in prison at one time after their little reign of terror that they went through here. But so I know they're, you know, it's not, Sheriff Nanos is up there really acting stupid.
Yeah.
And a couple law enforcement guys and we've all been talking about him. I mean, this case just stands out because of his stupidity and him backtracking everything and him not covering everything. And it was like, oh, look, you know, just when we thought that our sheriff was the dumbest duck out there, here we got, you know.
You have zero confidence in Nanos.
No, I mean, I wouldn't have. I mean, at this point, no. He's reminding me too much of our current sheriff, and who people vote for just because he will take care of their traffic tickets, or he'll take care of their kids in court, or, you know, it's just something along those lines. And I mean, we have a judge who has a criminal record here, so I mean, it's just really wild. But anyway, I deterred off of this subject, but I just really, you know, think that, you know, I mean, you don't really need a motive to rob somebody. Just follow somebody and say, hey, I think this woman might have some money, or, you know, and her house probably wasn't the only one. Well, I know it wasn't the only one where people were, you know.
There goes the truck. See that truck right there?
Yeah. You know what? I've been listening to you every day. I mean, I just.
Oh, she hung up. She hung up.
Isn't that media?
I don't know.
They were parked right there and they got yelled at by the neighbor.
Oh, the neighbor yelled at him.
I think it's some sort of media.
It looked like it had a camera on the side, though.
No, yeah, he was NBC.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, she hung up. The one individual I just talked to. I don't know what happened. Just kind of died out. Interesting. Live outside Nancy Guthrie's home. Any experts out there want to speak? quiet out here now. I like to speak on 41 minutes and perp, Lynn says. All right, Lynn. You want to speak on 40 minutes, the 40-minute stuff. All right. All right, Lynn. You're up. Welcome aboard. You want to speak about the perp? 40 minutes? 41 minutes? Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Oh, just want to make sure you can hear me.
I can hear you. Hi, Lynn.
Okay. Hi. I'm sorry. I
Your
roll
phone's
up
a
your
little
email
grainy.
all the time. And something changes every day. Not really changes, but I was thinking if this person was a loner, I feel like this person would be very comfortable with even like with somebody elderly or like mobility issues. Because otherwise it would take a lot. I say that because I had physical therapy. It's been a few years ago. I had to learn to walk again.
Hey,
And
can I try calling you one time back because your phone is kind of like coming in and out.
Sure.
All right, I'll try it again. We'll try round 2.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll go back round 2. Maybe it's the phone connection.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little, I don't know. Your phone's a little funny.
Okay. Sorry about that.
No, it's no, you don't know apologies.
So, yeah, back to what I was saying. Last night we were mentioning about the headlights on the road in front of Nancy's.
Uh-huh.
So maybe there was a getaway driver. I don't know, but I'm thinking somebody could have parked there, walked around. The 41 minutes part may have been if that person was by themselves. It would have taken them a little time who knows what they had in a backpack, if they had rope or duct tape. They could have put their hand over her mouth, to keep her from screaming, to make her nose bleed. Because I do think I heard that there was blood on her bed or in her bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I also heard too, and I thought it was on the interview room, that there was a broken vase and blood like inside the doorway, inside her front door also.
So that's been talked about, but no law enforcement confirmation about any vase or blood inside the house. It's just what people are saying. I'm not saying it's not true, but we haven't heard from law enforcement to verify what was the condition of the home or what was inside the home.
Well, I mean, obviously that person knew what they were doing, whether they, I mean, that's established, I feel like. But if it was that one person, it would have taken them time to prepare her to get her out of the house, possibly. But I feel like one person could do it because, I mean, at the time that all this happened, I mean, I was, not obese, but I mean, I weighed a good 180 pounds. So I'm sure it was hard for them to try to maneuver me around. I just feel like somebody would be comfortable with Nancy. I wonder if she ever had like physical therapy, or I just feel like if somebody, I don't know, maybe medical field or maybe like CNA. They don't have to be, high up or whatever, but.
Well, you have a lot of different theories.
Yeah, and also too, I'll just let you go back and read it. I won't take your time and repeat all that. But if you go back to, I sent you an email. It says read me, and just kind of read over that. Because I don't want to repeat names or even kind of throw anything out there. But just if you get time, check it out.
I will do that.
And I saw my neighbor earlier today. We always wave hi. She's such a great lady. And I'm like, I have been sitting here listening to JLR for 4 weeks now, and she's like, "Who's JLR?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, let me hook you up, girl. You got to go on there," because we were talking about the case a little bit. But thank you for being out
Nice.
there. I really appreciate it so much, and I'm just like everybody else. I guess I'm a maggoteer.
I
I
know,
called
right?
you a maggot the other day, so I guess we're all your maggoteers.
Oh yeah, he called everyone a maggot. A maggoteer. Maggoteer.
That's better than the GSN. That was
Oh
crazy.
yeah, that was crazy. You watch everything. You know all these little.
I'm telling you, I watch.
That GSN guy actually.
I've always got my headphones on listening.
The GSN guy from Florida. One, he used the VoIP, but actually he's been trying to call me back, and I just blocked him. He keeps trying to call me back.
I know the first time that I talked to you, I was like, oh, taking after the lady that said yes, it was a woman. Yeah, I no longer hold that theory, but I do think it was somebody that was very comfortable, and I'm kind of agreeing with everybody on the on how Mr. LD was dressed and all that for his interview. So he's kind of strange.
Somebody's taking pictures now.
Okay, I'll let you go. Thank you for calling.
Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. People coming up taking pictures. Picture takers. Not a lot of activity out here today, folks. Significant activity. What do we got? JLR, the caller about the DA's office has it partially correct. However, a report has to be submitted to the DA's office from the sheriff's office first. Once submitted, then the DA will either take the case or tell them it's not strong enough and they need more. The DA's office just doesn't clear anyone without being submitted as a suspect. The best rule of thumb, though, no one is cleared until arrests are made and the other suspects are not involved. Hope that makes sense. I'd rather not say this part in public. If you choose to share this, my family is blah, blah, blah. Law enforcement will just say, keep on doing a great job. Thank you for that information. Anonymous person. Again, I'll read this again. The caller about the DA's office has it partially correct. However, a report has to be submitted to the DA's office from the sheriff's office first. Once submitted, then the DA will either take the case or tell them it's not strong enough and they need more. The DA's office just doesn't clear anyone without being submitted as a suspect. The DA's office just doesn't clear anyone without being submitted as a suspect. The best rule of thumb, though, no one is cleared until arrests are made and the other suspects are not involved. So that's kind of like with the clearing aspect. The sheriff has the ability just to clear someone, and we take it at his word. I believe him, but other people, not so. Kelly, I have a background with investigating claims. Kelly wants to speak. All right, Kelly. We'll bring you in, Kelly. See what you have to say while we sit around and wait and see if there's anybody that pops by today on the channel. Kelly. Welcome aboard, Kelly. 202 incoming. Welcome aboard, Kelly. Hey, I'm echoing.
Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
Hey, JLR. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for reaching out.
Good. Yes. So, I just want to kind of talk about a couple of theories that I've had from the beginning.
Uh-huh.
Now, my first theory has been, and still pretty much is, we're going to stick with Tommaso.
Okay.
And I know you are not kind of there. But I kind of, I'm sticking with him, and I'm sticking with the big picture. I would like to know a little bit more about the background of him and Annie.
Okay.
Okay? Now, we know that they bought the house about a year ago. And we know that they bought the house for about $650,000.
Mm-hmm.
What we don't know is what their financial situation is, or was, or continues to be. Now, we've heard that he has a part-time job teaching, and we know that she has written a book. But we really don't know, or no one has really delved into, or at least I haven't heard, what their financial situation is. And so is there a financial motive that is, that would have been sort of a motive there? Do we know what the relationship was between the two of them with Nancy and the family? We don't know. Do we know what the will was? We don't know. Nobody has talked about, was there a will? What was going on with the will?
And I'm listening to you. I'm just letting you go because you're asking a lot of questions probably many people want to know and don't know.
Right. Well, exactly. So I'm kind of sitting back, and what I do is, I used to investigate claims back in my career. And so I used to always take a step back. And
Claims? Like what kind of claims?
Well, disability claims. I used to send out investigators.
Okay, so somebody that files disability, you investigate.
Yes, and I used to have investigative teams that would go out and do this, and I would have to take the pieces and kind of put them all together.
Gotcha.
So I would kind of, I kind of look at it more from a broad perspective and have to kind of take a broader view. Well, I kind of look at what kind of the financial status. The fact that they bought the house about a year ago. Again, we don't know what the relationship was. I also had a concern about why Savannah contacted the
Senator.
Mark Kelly first before anybody else. Why would she do that? Is it because that maybe she had a suspicion of a family member and she didn't know how to handle it? I don't know. Maybe she wasn't, maybe she didn't, is there a dynamic in the family that she wasn't sure how to handle it? Now, I personally don't trust Mark Kelly. I also have a concern about finding it kind of odd that, don't you find it kind of odd that we haven't heard from the governor of Arkansas?
Arizona.
Arizona. Don't you find it kind of odd that we haven't heard from Katie Hobbs through this whole thing?
Or the mayor of Tucson.
Exactly. And isn't it odd that we are all talking about nanos and we're kind of keeping, he's kind of keeping all of this close to the vest and didn't want anybody else involved in it? Who is he protecting?
Who is he protecting?
Oh, I can
Correct.
tell you.
Correct. Like, who is he protecting? So, again, I don't know, so that's kind of why, initially my feeling has been, and I don't want to, I hope I'm wrong on this. I hope, it's not family, but I just don't understand, and I'm not saying, I don't think it was him. I don't think he's the one in the video. I just think he might be behind it. And I don't know what the dynamics are as far as the relationship between all of them. I think the whole situation around him being the last one seeing her and, all of that kind of situation is just very odd how that all happened. And as far as the person in the video, him being out in the front doorway there, the way that he was poking around and what we all saw there, he was being very nonchalant. He was taking his time. I honestly feel like he was doing that because there was already somebody in the house.
Uh-huh.
I don't think he was worried about going into the house or worrying about getting, I think there was already something happening on the back side of things, or if there was somebody already in the house. I don't know. When he dropped her off, there was in the garage waiting. When that door went up, was there somebody sitting in the car waiting? I don't know. Or did somebody come in the back door? There was, was that already kind of a planned thing? Did he hire somebody? I don't know. I know, look, you've got a very good group of people here in the chat, and I know that they can be very harsh on people. I'm sure they're sitting here looking at everybody, they bash a lot of people, but there's also some really good people in this group. We're all here trying to troubleshoot all of this and come up with some really good information about, to try to get to the same end result here. I will also say, when it comes to the Tommaso thing, I follow Ashley Banfield. I have a lot of respect for her.
Mm-hmm.
She came out initially early on and she talked about him being, she would not have put that out there if she didn't have good resources and think that there was something going on with that. I just don't think she would have
Her
done
video's
that.
still up.
Exactly. And the fact that, how Nanos handled all of that with him, and, we're still wondering about the car and the situation, and, we all know he said that they're not, they're no longer under investigation, but we all know how did that change, and what did he base that on? We all question that decision. So what is that? How can he go from one point to the other? What is he basing that on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as far as the loop thing, to me,
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Okay. No, go ahead, ma'am.
Yep.
No, go ahead, because you're driving through. Thank you. Are you the ones that just dropped the flowers? God bless you. Praying for Nancy. Thank you. All right. I'm sorry. Somebody just drove by and just said hello and appreciate the coverage, and she's the one that dropped the flowers that we were just showing.
No, that's fine.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So anyways,
You're
no.
good.
So
You're raising so many questions that people probably are asking themselves, asking others.
I think the problem with this case, JLR, is that all of us that are, trying to follow this and trying to get to the same result, we don't have a lot of answers, obviously. We have a lot more questions than we do answers. Or if we the things we want answers to, if they have them, they're not releasing them. But I just think that, that's the problem. But I think when you take a step back and you look at a broader view of all of this, if you kind of look at all of those things and you try to follow, kind of look at those things, who would do this to this woman? Who has a motive? Who would want to do this? I mean, I can't imagine family, but I don't know. I mean, I just don't know. How would you get in that house?
That's the $1 million question. No, we can come up with every theory and speculation of how to get in. I mean, it makes no sense. But what we do know is it doesn't appear there has been a break-in.
Exactly. I think that somebody was let in, or there was some kind of something worked out. I don't know if somebody was in that garage, or there was something kind of, I don't know if somebody was waiting. Remember they went back and they did something with the car after. That's why I don't know if there was somebody, I don't know if there was somebody waiting in the car once she went back into that garage, because they went back, remember, and they took her car. They looked at her car after.
Yep.
I don't know.
Why didn't they do that at the beginning?
Yes. So to me, that perp that was out front there, whether there was one or two, and I think there was more than, I think there's definitely more than one involved. I think he was not worried about the timing. He took his time. I think it's because there was something already happening on the inside. He wasn't worried about her, getting caught on the outside. I think that, that's just my thought. Definitely more than one. But yeah, I just, I'm still kind of leaning on the whole Tommaso thing, but I'm not giving up on the Luke thing either. No, I don't know if one has something to do with the other, but the whole Luke thing is still very curious to me. His interview, a lot of the things that other people brought up, how he handled himself in that interview is very curious. I think he's very suspicious in that way. I don't know if, if Tommaso hired someone to do something like that. I don't know. But to me, something is very curious about all of that. And, but the whole suspicion around how the whole, sheriffs handled it, and the higher ups are all handling it, and how quiet it's all been. You've heard nothing from the mayor. You've heard nothing from the governor. You've heard nothing,
No remembrances or anything set up by city officials, county officials, nothing. It's almost like I get it. And I have a lot of, I'm wondering why they haven't done anything to put her out there.
Anybody who follows true crime, you just don't see that's not how that's handled in, with situations like that, especially how this has been blown up. You come out and you say something. And the fact that they're not saying anything, and I don't trust Mark Kelly as far as I can throw him. And he's just not very trustworthy, and the fact that he was involved in this from the very beginning is very suspect to me.
Well, you notice he claims he was, but no one really backed his claim.
Well, yeah, and and I will say this, and I know a lot of people are saying things about the whole Epstein thing and all of that, and I know there's that lady called this morning and was talking about it, and I followed that case very, very closely, and it is a very, very deep case, and there's a lot of stuff that's very, there's been a lot of deaths and a lot of deep state involved in that, and as you can see, there's a lot of fallout from that, a lot of deaths, a lot of things happening as a result of that, and it is true that Savannah's husband was involved with the Clintons and all of that. That's all true. And that all happened right before this happened. That is all true. Now, whether one has anything to do with the other, I don't know. I don't know. But, to me, that would be more, maybe down the road. I don't know. But I said, Tommaso, from the beginning, I'm still there. Again, I think we need some more answers. But I do think I would love to know more about the whole financial situation with Annie and Tommaso. I would love to know more about the relationship between the family. You know, somebody said that Nancy gave them money to buy that house. So to me, they don't have a lot of money. You know, so if Nancy had to give them money to buy that house, to me, there's a financial situation
A
there.
lot of people think that.
Yes, and I would love to know what kind of a situation, you know, is regarding Nancy's will, or what the expectations were around that. Also, I think that might say a little bit more. Also, so I think there might be some motive there, but I don't know. But those are my thoughts. I think, you know, and Luke was always my second once we got going on this a little bit more, but they could be intertwined. I don't know.
Thank you for your time. And I
well,
appreciate your insight, and we shall see. And, you know,
Well, I
once this case
appreciate you
gets
taking
solved, we're all going to do follow-ups and everything like that, and be like, see, I knew it, or I didn't know it. Oh, my God, this, you know, I can't believe it. This person did this.
Exactly.
We shall see.
And I want to say, you know, I found you on this case. So, you know, I just want to say that.
Mhm.
And I have been following you faithfully, and I've been sending you emails for 2 weeks, maybe 3. And that's why I'm like, are you getting my emails? Have I got the wrong
I
email?
get so many emails. You know, every hour I get probably about 50 that shoot through.
I can imagine. But I want to say, we are also grateful. You have a very astute group. You have a few meanings in there that don't let people just say, I mean, everybody has an opinion, and I think that we're all here trying to help solve you know, we're all working towards the same goal here. We're all trying to bring Nancy home. We're all trying to solve this case and help. And but you have been, you know, outstanding, and we're so grateful that you're there. And thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Kelly. You be
Thank
blessed.
you for taking my call.
Thank you. You be blessed. Have a good day.
All right, you
Thank
too.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, California Madison says 2013 theory. She called Mark Kelly because he would be involved with stalker threats with Savannah. A dangerous stalker was known to Savannah's security prior to kidnapping. The stalker made this specific threat, then did it. Now that's very interesting because
I know it takes experience,
a lot of people think the videos that Savannah puts out on her Instagram is directed at someone, you know, Savannah knows but does not know. Like someone that maybe been harassing her over the internet or saying things in the past to her, or third party reaching out to her, but she just doesn't know who it is. One of those, like, it's kind of like a troll, like might send you a bunch of emails or text you weird stuff and you don't know who's doing it. Could be a possibility, but you just can't figure it out who it could be.
Yeah, when I was in Freeland, the firefighter came out with volunteer to work for Michael Montgomery, and he had one that had flare technology. He was flying it over.
Welcome aboard.
He came outside with a shotgun and shot his damn drone down. A $30,000 drone. He was suing him.
Any field trips today?
No, I decided not to go with the neighbor.
No. I did, yeah.
No disrespect. I just don't want to go with a stranger in a car long distance. I respectfully decline. I respectfully decline. I do think the perp is watching out there, though. Watching this stream and all the other streams. The perp is alive. Has anyone considered maybe that the perp is dead? Like the perp did this, and then the perp did something to himself, and the perp is no longer with us. But the perp can't be sleeping well right now. If Nancy's not alive and the perp knows what the perp did
We've had murders.
and know that the perp is being hunted down by the entire world, including internet, everyone on JLR Investigates, and the whole wide world, I don't think the perp is having any type of beauty sleep
Well, I mean,
whatsoever.
so media has definitely left. You got more YouTubers now than media.
That was coordinated. That was
Yeah,
coordinated.
they wanted them out.
It's all because it's the political system here. They're protecting each other. You think your mom goes missing, right? 30 days in, and you don't even have any comment about the sheriff or the FBI, anything. They're perfect, right? I mean, so if Mark Kelly comes out to visit with, it's all this cabal. They're protecting.
I got information of where Annie's car could be. I'm looking into this.
The governor has not made any sort of public anything. I mean, remember when the Brown shooting happened? That made the Brown shooting the life.
Anybody missing? I usually cover missing people.
Oh, missing. This was the shooting at Brown University.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I heard about it, but I don't.
You don't cover, okay, so you're mainly missing.
I'm mainly missing people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'll occasionally cover other little weird shit, but 90% of my stuff is missing all over the country. You gotta go missing for me to show up. No, I showed up for Karen Reed stuff. That wasn't somebody missing. That was a circus.
Yeah, I didn't really get into that. That was drama.
It's crazy.
It was, I'm like, I'm not trying to give people business like
They were so easy to make money. JLR had furious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
I was up there, they called the police on me. Same corrupt police they said were corrupt, we called them.
That's funny.
All I said to them was razzle dazzle. I rolled down the window and went, razzle dazzle. It set the people off, boy. They drink the Kool-Aid up there.
Denise says there's a Derek, Tommaso, Luke, and Kayla connection. That's what Denise is saying. Denise has. Let's see what Denise has to say about this connection.
I think
All right, Denise, you're up. Let's see what your connection has to, what you have to say about this connection.
that is tough.
Hello.
Hi, Denise.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, is this JLR?
It is JLR, yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't recognize the number. Yeah, I have a theory that I've had for a while, and I just watched 2 YouTube videos. Monk's Intrigue, and then he got a lot of his information from Sleuth Intuition YouTube page. Now, first, before I go into all the theory, maybe you can watch those when you get back to your motel tonight. It's very interesting because I know you've been curious about Derek and how it might tie into Tucson, and those 2 YouTube sites really tie it together with like factual details. But first, I just wanted to make a comment on Luke and his mother's interview. How Luke was saying that his car was towed for insurance purposes. I just find it strange that he was able to go out and buy the Range Rover before his insurance company decided his car was totaled, because usually they won't pay out until they say it's totaled, you know?
Maybe he borrowed some money.
He could have.
Maybe he had somebody saved. Somebody loaned it for him.
I'm wondering if it was maybe some money up front. I still believe that he looks a lot like the video surveillance. In my opinion, I was thinking Carlos. I thought Carlos' eyes and lips matched, and I was really set on Carlos for a while because if you know that interview that he did at the porch when you caught them out there.
Yes.
His body language, the way he holds his arms and stuff, were a lot like when the video surveillance, when he kept holding that holster in front. His demeanor kind of reminded me of Carlos, but after seeing Luke at that interview, I think Luke's upper lip really matches. But anyway, and then his mom, what kind of was curious to me was when she was saying that they broke down a bunch of doors that were locked in the house. I'm just wondering who has locked doors in the house? Like were bedrooms locked? I mean, it was just kind of, I know it's a big house, but it was just kind of strange that she said they kicked in doors, multiple.
That were locked?
Yeah, that's what she said. If you go back
I
and
guess
rewatch
people have where you lock someone in a room. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm just saying that sarcastically, but who knows? Yeah, interesting catch.
you have a grown son, he may lock his bedroom door, but what's he trying to hide from his mother that he has to keep his bedroom door locked?
I mean, people's doors are locked, but I guess everyone has locked rooms. But if you're not in there, should the rooms be locked?
Right. So that was just something curious if you want to go back and watch that. And then, okay, so with this Derek tie, it's very interesting. You know, he has that band, you know, he calls himself Secret Mutilator, right?
Secret Mutilator.
That's Derek Hillel, that's his name, right? For his, whatever he does. Okay, so Monk's Intrigue did a YouTube video, and I don't know, I think he was just going through everybody's Instagram, and he found a connection from Derek's band, had a gig in Tucson at a place called the Royal Room, which this DJ, he calls himself Mojito, M-I-J-I-T-O. Have you heard about all this?
February 8th?
So this year I plan on hitting a lot.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, like the beginning of February had some event.
Actually, the Royal Room is when Derek performed there with DJ Mojito, with the I, not M-O, M-I-J-I-T-O. On 8/26/2022 at the Royal Room in Tucson, Arizona. And it's kind of like a fetish club where it's a bar, but they also have DJs and bands and stuff like that. Okay, so Derek lives in Southern California, but he performed in 2022 at the Royal Room in Tucson off of 450 North 6th Street, which is the Warehouse Arts District, which is also where Annie had she would go in and work with her jewelry making at Splinter Brothers Warehouse, which is also in the Arts District. And then the DJ Mojito also had a gig at the Flycatcher in the Art District, which was the Ritual Witches Ball, and he performed there. And also, if you look at Monk's Intrigue YouTube site, pulled up a schedule for early Black Tommaso's band, and Tommaso's band also played at the Flycatcher.
Oh, that's interesting.
Which whereas DJ Mojito played at the Flycatcher, and then DJ Mojito and Derek had a gig at the Royal Room.
So basically, what you're saying is not, because it's a little confusing when you're saying these things, right? But what you're saying is each of these bands somehow are intertwined and they all played at same venues and things.
Yeah. The Royal Room, DJ Mojito is kind of a club promoter, but he's also a DJ. But he kind of signs these gigs up, and then also they did like they do a scorched fetish ball every year. They have an Instagram page, and if you've looked at Kayla's Facebook and stuff, she's been to the fetish ball, and she was doing piercings and stuff at the fetish ball. And so she's also tied to DJ Mojito. And then they also pointed out on the YouTube video that she does these certain piercings on the cheek,
Uh-huh.
which is almost identical to the one that Luke has in that interview.
Uh-huh.
And so
So what are you trying to say? Like, you think that all these somehow met through these bands and are like all connected in some way?
yeah, I think, like, if you watch Sleuth Intuition, he's the one who first pieced it all together. He kind of gets off the tracks a little bit, thinking that they're all connected, and did some kind of, because it's kind of a fetish type cult. And I don't think Annie and Tommaso were into that, but I think they traveled in the same circles as these people, and I think maybe he knew that these kind of people could be coaxed into doing some of the dirty work, you know, and he could kind of just lay back and not be involved. And just, I've always thought there's probably like 4 people involved. And the thing is with Derek, if you think about it, he was the first person to get arrested on the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have seen the actual his reasoning for why he did it, and the phone, you know, what he texted to them was strange, asking, you know, have you got the Bitcoin yet? So I'm thinking maybe it was set up originally
Uh-huh.
because they knew maybe that Savannah would pay the Bitcoin for her mother, and maybe they didn't really want to hurt the mother, but they thought they could get some Bitcoin out of it and split it all, and maybe something went wrong, or they could have wanted to double dip and get the Bitcoin and maybe inherit some money. You know, I've always thought that Derek was a clue to it, because Derek gets arrested on the 4th. They do the raid in Rio Rico on the 10th. Then they do the other raid on the 13th. Now, is he talking? Did he make a deal and he's giving names, and that's why those 2 raids happened shortly after that? Or he could be just sticking to his story that he has nothing to do with it and just take the lesser charge, because he knows at this point he's not getting any Bitcoin. So he can't really rat out Tommaso or anybody else involved, because then it ties him to that and he'll get a bigger charge. So he's either talking, or he's either just staying with his story that he did something stupid and, you know, he has nothing to do with the case. But I still think there's some connection. I can't write off the search warrants for the 2 raids, because they had to have probable cause. And even though sheriff is saying they're cleared, and all that, I think he would be really stupid, which we know he has done stupid things. They'd really be stupid to, you know, have Carlos and Luke coming after the county now for suing them for, you know, whatever they did with no probable cause.
Well, I appreciate your time. I'm having problems with my screen here. That my screen went blank on my phone, so I have to fix this up. But I appreciate your time.
Well, now he's saying that they've moved on from Luke and Carlos, and then he said, you know, all the family members are. He keeps saying this, but they've gone to an awful lot of trouble to take Annie's car and do that stuff in the garage that night. You know, knock down doors at Carlos's, knock down doors at Nancy's, take Luke's car. I think there's more to all those people, that they're trying to piece it all together. I think there's a connection. I mean, it's really strange that Derek. I've been trying to find a connection to Tucson, and
We both have
now,
dead phones today. That's crazy.
Hey, I don't mean to cut you off, but I gotta go. I'm having phone problems. Seriously.
Okay, well, I'll send you those 2 YouTube sites, and if you get bored tonight, maybe check them out.
All right. Thanks for your time.
It'll be a lot better for you than I can.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.
All right, I gotta step over here in the shade. I dropped my phone and something happened. Here. It's blank.
Yeah, I'm gonna head up to AT&T because mine is not. I have it in the sun right now, it's trying to dry it out. Do you think the screen went out with the drop? What do you have, Verizon? Can you get to your settings? Your display might have gotten put down to the brightness. Settings, and then this should be under display. Oh, that'll, yeah.
Oh, that's why. That will do it. Dude, my whole screen went like blank, but in reality, it was because I ran out of juice. Huh.
I'm gonna run up to AT&T and get my phone fixed.
Well, that's in a way some people like to call, some people don't. Yeah, look. It works. My phone dropped and then I was just like, what in the heck's happening?
Is it back?
Yeah. Well, it's charging. It only had like, I don't know, but look at this, a recovery system now.
That break or that drop might have. Cause you don't ever let it go that low. I've never
something
seen
happened
it.
with my phone here.
Might have to go to Verizon and get a new one.
Let me see.
See how far the Verizon is. Yeah, is that where you would go to get it?
Yeah, probably. Let's see if it goes on. That was weird. I dropped the phone while I was on, and then it just went blank. And I'm like, she's still talking, and I couldn't see anything.
Well, here's the different Verizon stores.
I think we're back. Dun dun dun.
You ever had that happen?
No. Hey, we're back. No, it just had 0% battery. That's why. We're back. We got a screen. We have a screen. We're back. But look at the battery. 0%. Ran out of juice. That's what it was.
Need me to bring anything back?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Thank you. No, I'm good. All right, we're on a charge.
I'm gonna bring back one of those Abby sandwiches. You're good. Sure. Okay. Yep. All right, text me if you hear anything breaking. Yep. He's mad too.
He was mad too. Yeah. All right, back on, folks. It's just us without a phone call. That was the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. There was a reason. That 5%. That could have been the bike dude. The guy said in the neighborhood called us all maggots. Tell us a story, JLR. Out here in front of Nancy Guthrie's home. I don't know what happened. Hey, it's actually working. Now it says 2% battery. Hey, it's charging up. We're here to tell a story. We're here to follow the story. We're here to follow the story about what happened to Nancy. What in the heck happened? I still want to go to Swan to look into the gentleman, the Reuter. I can't find a picture of him though, which is odd. Somebody sent me a picture. I don't think it's him though. Of that man that went missing and was found a year later on Swan. 77. All right, so I'm also getting information of where Annie's car is. Vehicle. I got my phone on the charger. So once it comes on, I'll look into this. Hello. Cindy from California just sent me an email and said, I hope you're going to CrimeCon in Vegas. May 29th, 30th, 31. CrimeCon. Maybe I will. CrimeCon in Vegas. All right, Cindy, I'm going to bring you in. You want to talk? Phone is back up. You want to talk? Come on in, Cindy. Not available. Maybe somebody just recommending go to CrimeCon. Denise, I got a thing from a Denise that says, I have several pics I put together that I believe points to Luke Daly. This is not BS. KD says, Occam's razor. Piecing everything together, and I think I have an idea on the simplest motive. All right, KD, I'm going to give you a call, KD. KD, you're up. Occam's razor, simplest motive. Come on in the chat.
Hey, dude.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine, KD. How are you?
Good, good. So everybody, 857, everybody true crime, Occam's razor, right? The simplest thing.
Yeah, talk to us.
So when the case was going on and you hop on YouTube, they give you suggested videos. 3 months ago, there was like a hometown expose of Savannah going back to Tucson that
Yes.
was on the Today Show. Which would have been, I guess it would have been 2 months ago, but like December or something. So like just piecing everything together, looking at it holistically, you have the dog that has passed. We don't know how the dog passed away. We don't know about that. We have this information coming that Savannah was at home. There was like a parade or something. I didn't watch all the videos. It would be interesting too, but just whatever. Anybody can do that. So if you're thinking about finding out that Savannah is from Tucson, and the guy, the perp with the grass and the things and the flashlight in his mouth, that's a tradesperson thing. That's like a mechanic, construction, like that is a tactic. My husband works in the trades, and putting the flashlight in the mouth if you don't have a headlamp available is really common. It's just something you pick up. So I understand people are like, it's cartel and it's like the Epstein, and it could be, but also I keep thinking back to, there was a woman that called in the other day, and she's like, the bond between a mother and a son is unbreakable. And I was like, oh my goodness, what if this was just one of Nancy's service people? May it be a house cleaner, which her DNA wouldn't be at the crime scene, or a nail tech, or a veterinarian, or her groomer, or somebody who knew her. Let's say she's a single mother. She's been working her entire life, or for 20 years, because Nancy's been there since, what, 1970 or something like that? She's been in
there
the
for a
house,
while.
Right. So she's a single mother. She's been working forever, and she's just making ends meet. As you know, we live in a capitalistic society. Of course, everybody's just trying to get by. And this expose comes out, and her son realizes, oh my gosh, here this woman is whose daughter is very wealthy, and my mother's barely making anything. Or his mother gets ill recently and she can't work. Something goes off. To me, I think he's like a stupid, smart criminal. Like he was smart enough to scope things out. But I don't think this is expert level, because if there's one thing, you know, and this isn't everybody, but I'd be hard pressed to find like a mother who knows something that her son did and wouldn't try to protect them. It just seems very interesting. And then when you take Brianna's, Brianna, that's her name, the reporter from Tucson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brianna Whitney.
Yes, Brianna Whitney. If you take her, you know, her information that this was a botched burglary, again, that would make sense. Like he's angry that this woman has this money and couldn't pay his mom more, or she can't work anymore, and maybe she asked Nancy to help her out and she won't. It seems just really weird. Like I remember how we were all convinced, first of all, that Brian Laundrie was alive, and that, you know, and that Koberger was more than one person. And a lot of the times, like if you get in a group of people, they will roll on each other. It's just normal. So I don't know. I've just kind of put all these different things together, and I'm like, I think just the simplest thing would make the most sense, and that could be one of the possible simplest things. And maybe the mom knows, but she's not going to say anything. Again, we all are just speculating, but any mothers out there who have sons, ooh, I mean, I don't know, I can't see the chat, but I bet they would be like, yeah, it'd be really hard. But I don't know, and I don't think he planned on actually not having Nancy be alive. I think maybe if anything, she not accidentally, but he didn't take her meds and stuff, so she would have passed. He freaked. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully sooner than later, but that's what I've been thinking. So.
Occam's razor.
Just something very simple. The simplest thing. Yeah.
Thanks for the call.
Which is motive. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And how long are you staying? Do you know how long you're staying yet?
I'm here. I'm here for now. I can't give it, I'd like to go home. I'd like this case to be solved as soon as possible. But, we're all on standby and we're waiting to see what's going on. And we're waiting to see, who gets popped for this so we can go track the perp and find out everything about the perp, too.
I know.
Find where Nancy
I'm
is,
sure.
and hopefully she's brought alive, too. This would be a miracle,
It would be me. I mean, again, if we do not know what's going on. So she could be, chances are, but there's always important to hold out hope. But I'm sure you are ready to get home and see your cat and be comfortable. And also, the second you get on the plane, everything's going to happen. So you just have to push yourself.
Sometimes that happened with me with Cavalcante. I had some business to take care of. I get on the plane for Cavalcante and he gets caught.
I remember I watched all of the coverage of Cavalcante and I was like, don't leave. And then
I had a pre-obligation I had to handle, and when I got on the plane, as soon as I landed, he's caught.
I know, that morning. Yeah, early that morning.
So I would have liked to see that follow through, but
I know.
Sometimes that happens.
Maybe just stay that extra week that you don't think you should stay. And I mean, if we're looking at the track record, FBI's 6 weeks? That's normally their.
I think we're in that spot, that sweet spot right here. I really do.
So too.
I really think so. I think something's about to happen, and it's just the sweet spot. I mean, I can't see how this can drag on, more than it is. It takes a while, these cases, but there's just a tremendous amount of pressure on everybody to get this resolved, because keep in mind, all these other people like Luke, Tommaso, Annie, until this is solved, there's going to be people that continue to say they're involved. And there's nothing really any of those players can do about it civilly to stop it, because it's an unsolved case and their names are out there and it's just a matter of people's opinions.
Right.
And their names are going to continue to be circulated as if they're involved, and everyone analyzing and over time, if it remains unsolved, people will be creeping around these people's homes, continuing it just will, they need a resolution here so people can move on with their lives, but no one will be able to move on until they make an arrest.
Absolutely. I mean, we remember every case, you always have the speculation.
Happened in Moscow, Idaho, with everybody from roommates to,
to the
but even
neighbor.
To the neighbors. Yeah, that neighbor guy. Remember that guy? What's his name? He was the beard guy. He had a beard. He came out.
He was kind of a redhead, reddish brown hair.
I actually interviewed him in an interview after. I forget his name, but just because he came out, he's right there. Oh yeah, this neighbor guy's involved with.
And then the bigger guy at the food truck too, and then he came online to try to clear things up, which never helps. It never ever helps.
Well, it's same like here. Some of these people that have come out to the scene here and I've interviewed, they're getting put all over the internet.
Yeah.
As if they're involved, and that will always. That's just how it works. Unfortunately, it's sad, but it's just how it works. And Tommaso and Annie, there will be people that will continue to say they're involved until the actual perp gets caught.
And that's another thing. Savannah's very patient and very calculated, but she has some sass. She has got to be tired. If she truly believes that her brother-in-law is not involved, she's gonna be really tired of this. So I'm sure there's probably a push from her too. That's okay, this is ruining my family's lives. Something needs to happen.
But she hasn't done that either, which she could have done right from the beginning in a sense, right?
She
could have sat by side and said, look, we're not involved. It's just, we appreciate the support, the blessings, and everything like that. I mean, Savannah's watching. She knows what people are saying about her family members.
We all want the energy that Steve Gonsalves, is it Gonsalves? I never figured out.
Steve
Gonsalves. Yes, we all want every family who has had something happen to them come in with his energy. That's what everybody wants. And,
shout out to Steve-O.
I know, and his family. Oh,
yes.
I know. So, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Keep up the great work, dude, and just hang in there. When you think you're ready to go home, just an extra couple days, and then that should be it.
Listen, we're here to document what's going on, hear from the people, keep this case out in the open the best we can, and see what's happening.
Yeah.
That's what we're here.
Yeah. Yep, I know. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.
You have a blessed day.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much. I didn't catch her. That would be Katie. Thank you, Katie. I lost the screen. Oh, we got somebody from Europe that wants to speak. Rosanna. I have a few questions and observations from Europe. I don't know if I can call international on my phone, but I'll try. All right, European. European. See what we got.
Verizon Wireless, your call.
Maybe I didn't enter all these numbers properly. Hold on. It's all these like international codes.
+44.
0043. Not working. All right, international friend, you call me. The international individual, Rose. I left you my number. You call the number. You call me. I want to hear from an international caller. We called Juan from Mexico. I want more international callers here. I want an international perspective. So I'll give you a Rose, but once I take the call, I can't drop off the call. So if you want to call in the next 2 minutes, check your messages right now. Rose from Europe. Rose from Europe. Come on in. Come on in, come on in. Dan Jones says he wants to speak. All right, Dan Jones, you're up. Dan Jones.
What's up, boots on the ground?
Boots on the ground. Hi, Dan Jones. How are you, sir?
All right, I've been watching you for a long time.
Welcome aboard. Thank you.
Okay, remember back a couple weeks ago, week, 2 weeks, whatever it's been, the guy that walked up to the house, or tried to, and you tried to ask him a question, he gave you a dirty look.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Okay.
That guy has been brought to my attention a lot.
He was with that taller guy that was in the black-headed girl.
Yep.
Okay, she was the driver. The tall guy was actually the one that Tomato let in the house.
Whoa, why do you say that?
I don't think the way he acted when you tried to talk to him, that's just my thought. I mean, the way they acted, they come back and...
He walked up to the house, and then he walked back, and he was hanging out at one of the media booths.
Yeah. Did he talk to one of them?
I think he was trying to. Yeah. He wasn't trying to talk to me.
And then walked off. And, he had a mustache, he had the goatee, and the body type.
That individual has been brought to my attention by numerous people. Have been emailing me. You're the first person on the air that would say this. I know exactly what you're talking about. But to me, I don't know. I don't know.
And I feel like the tall guy was in the house already, that somebody let him in. And the girl was in the car driving, because when they were walking down the street, he walked up to the house, and they turned around and looked, and then he walked back out to them, and then they were up at the booth, and the tall guy and the black-headed girl kept walking, and he caught up to them, and then they were gone. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. No. Interesting. I mean, they say sometimes the perp comes back to the scene. I don't know.
Yep.
Thanks for your time, sir.
Thank you.
You have a good day. Thanks for watching, Dan.
Always.
Thank you. Dan brought a individual to the forefront. Oh, we got the international. Hello.
Hi, J-Lo. It's Rosanna.
Hi, Rosanna. You're calling from Austria?
Yes, from Vienna, Austria. I'm South African. I live in Vienna, Austria.
Oh, hello.
Thank you for picking up. Hi. So I just wanted to say I was wondering when those subscription payments ended and who was responsible for payment upkeep. I would have been interested to know when the subscription payments ended.
Subscription to what?
And then for the alarm system in the house, or the door.
So,
apparently, or the videos. Sorry.
So I will answer that question. They didn't have subscription.
Exactly, but did they never have it? Or outside, the report is, it's just they're reporting that it just wasn't paid for some time.
You heard a report that it wasn't paid for some time.
Well, outside, the reporting is that the subscription for the security wasn't paid for some time.
Well,
so that creates the impression that it was paid, but then someone stopped paying.
Great point. That's a great point. That's something I haven't considered. And how about that, folks? I mean, she didn't have the Nest Cam subscription, we know that, but did she ever have it in the past? And if she did, when did it end? Right? Are you there?
And then I'm here, exactly. I just move very fast because I want other people to come on too and speak to you. So I did notice that the body language between Savannah and her brother is way warmer than between Savannah and her sister. And, siblings have different dynamics, I understand that. But I did notice in one of the videos, Savannah was holding her brother's hand and he was holding hers, I guess, but not Annie. And I also noticed that when they went up to put down the flowers, I don't know about other siblings, but I think if it was my mother who had disappeared, I wouldn't have my sister's husband standing in the middle like Jesus Christ. I would be holding my sister. We'd be holding each other, and he can feel free to be in the back or beside us. It just kind of seemed a little like Savannah and her sister aren't as warm as she and her brother.
Body language is everything, for sure. Body language. Uh-oh, we got an umbrella on the loose. You see the umbrella there? I have to get his umbrella. Hold on, give me one.
So one last point.
Yeah, go ahead.
One last point, JLR, is that the music and the lyrics and the titles of the songs to I will call him Tomato. They're very violent, and one of them is like Crimson Smile, and I speak under correction, but something like Chaos in the Home Front or something like that. And they're very violent. If you read the lyrics, you have to have a penchant for that type of thing to write those kind of lyrics. It does make me wonder. And that's my little story for Europe.
Hey, I appreciate the call. Thank you for some very provoked thought type questions there. Music, you're saying Tommaso's music very violent?
Yes, it's got some really, I don't know, really violent stuff in it. And also them as kids, Savannah and her sister, pretending, playing a game that their mom gets kidnapped. I mean, have you ever played that game?
I haven't played the game of kidnapping ever.
I find it weird.
It's definitely not Monopoly.
Anyway.
It's definitely not the game of
Lord.
life. Right?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your time.
Yes.
You be safe out there in Europe.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Interesting. She had some great questions. Here, I'm going to put this wind socket on. Bear with me, folks. Got a little windy here. Everything's blowing around. Okay, so the question is, did Nancy ever have subscription to her service and just didn't pay the bill, or someone said, you don't need to pay it anymore. Just, there's no need to have a subscription service in this $1 million home. You know, just have cameras, but, you know, nah. It's a great question. It's a great, great question. Then she also raised the question about the body language between Cameron and Savannah and Annie. You're going blowing all around. You're welcome. And then she also raised the question about the music. Now, we've had somebody come on the chat before and say, you know, a lot of violent music doesn't make a killer out there. Anyone's involved with any type of violent music doesn't make a killer. But I have a question. You know, it seems like Savannah Cameron, well, we'll just say Savannah, very religious, you know, God-fearing. Savannah puts out there, you know, incorporates God a lot. And then we have Nancy, at the time, didn't go to her friend's house to attend church, right? Online church services. So Nancy, Savannah into the God and the religion, everything like that. But does Annie and Tommaso go to church? Does Annie and Tommaso go to church? And if they don't, why? Different beliefs? Not, there could be something to something or nothing to nothing. You know, it just seems like Annie and Tommaso is total opposites to Savannah and Nancy. And maybe even Cameron. I don't know Cameron much. Someone said, does it matter? Great question. Does it matter? Does it matter? Relevant? Not relevant? I appreciate that coming from Austria. Anyone else internationally have anything to say? Oh, are we going to find out later on that just 2 months ago, Nancy had subscription service on her Nest cameras and just happened to not pay the bill at the time? At the same time, her dog gone? Makes it a recipe for disaster. Yes? No? Yeah. Wasn't Annie and Tommaso at church on Sunday? Continuous coverage of the Nancy Guthrie case. JLR investigates out here. We'll continue to be out here for a bit. 12:27, and we are still here, folks. Oh, it looks like Dad's Going Live is on his way back to Tucson. Dad's Going Live. Let's give Dad's Going Live a call. Hey, Dad's Going Live. If you got an extra call, phone, that's here. What's going on? Looks like he's on his way out. I'm just going to bring him onto the air. Hey, Dad's Going Live. Giving you a call.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, you're live on JLR Investigates.
Hey, nice.
I heard you're on your way out here, it seems.
I am.
Wow.
I'm almost to Phoenix.
Oh, you're going to be here soon.
Yeah, about 2 hours out.
Oh, it's always good to see you. I can't wait for you to come back. What's the plan?
I'm not too sure. So this time I brought my drone. I got one that's got a pretty good range. And during the day, I want to go check out some areas, go down some dirt roads and stuff. I got that little off-road scooter thing that I'm going to try to go down some dirt roads and check out some areas and then show some overnight coverage.
Maybe I'll follow you. You going to do it this weekend?
I think so. Probably start tomorrow. I went back to California, and I mean, this has just been like in the back of my mind, and it just didn't feel right being at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously I like being around my family and stuff, but this case, dude, it's been like I wake up during the middle of the night and I start thinking about it. So I just want to come back out here and do some more coverage.
So it's like going home and processing and saying, wow, this is not over and I got to finish this kind of deal.
Exactly.
See what's happening.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, I hope I don't get into that stage,
Yep, that's
you know?
exactly it. So I'm here for another 2 weeks.
Another 2 weeks? Hi, Brian. 2 weeks? I can't wait for you to come out.
Absolutely. I'll see you when I get out there.
All right. Be safe. Safe travels.
Hey, you too, man.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
All right, Dad's Going Live. Go check him out. He's like the night guy. He's the night guy. We went up to the mountains together the other day. Nice. He's back. He's out here for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. He's back. Anybody else want to talk? It's been reported that Annie and Tommaso's practice is Wiccan. And Annie teaches oracle writing to private students. Wiccan. Wiccan. Paula says, I've been reaching out for you for 2 weeks, Paula. All right, Paula, I'm going to bring you in. Paula's coming in the chat. Let's hear what Paula has to say. Paula up. You're up, Paula. Welcome aboard. 202.
Hello, JLR. How are you?
Hi, Paula. How are you?
I'm okay. And yourself?
I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Great. That's very good. I bet your weather there is better than mine.
Well,
I'm
what,
on the East Coast.
What's going on in your East Coast right now? Snow?
Yeah, we just had 3 feet in Rhode Island.
Holy smokes, 3 feet.
Yeah. Yep, so I think I'm running your way. Well, I'm not going to take too much of your time, but I've been sitting here thinking about something.
Sure.
I saw a picture that when Annie bought the house, it was her and her mother sitting down holding like a check, not, a picture of a check. that the mother had given $295,000 for the down payment.
You saw the pic?
Yes.
Can
And
you
I've
send
been
that
trying
to? Can you email that to me?
I'm going to try to find it again and send it over to you. And the other thing that I was thinking was, I mean, I don't think any of us are stupid, but do you recall that day when that gentleman got arrested in front of the house? Well,
Yeah.
supposedly arrested. Usually, when you
Come
get
on in here.
arrested, you get handcuffed, correct?
Yeah.
Or detained. They put handcuffs on you. That didn't happen.
We got a local here.
Yeah, man.
Stay with me. You want to stay on the phone?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, stay. Come on in. Come on in. Come sit down.
That gun that she has right there, man. I mean, that gun that guy has, I believe it's a transgender, man. It's a woman, man, that's converting into being a guy, dude. And that's why she had layers of clothes on. It was not for DNA. She shot her in the front. Somebody went around the back. It was probably more or less a medical transport van that came in here that pulled in. So the guy that they paid for the medical transport, he probably didn't even know what he was doing. He's probably parked at CVS waiting to take people to dialysis. They walk up and offer him $100,000. He's gonna come over here with his work truck real fast, pull around the back. Well, they already knocked the guy in the back, knocked out the cameras and all that stuff, so they couldn't see where the van pulled in the back. The guy went around the front, put the foliage up to try to block the cameras from her seeing, because she got scared, and when she heard him out back, she got scared and went to the front. And when she went out to the front, that's when he popped her with the tranquilizer gun. She's on blood thinners, and she bled all over the front right there, man.
That's an interesting theory.
That's a fact, man.
What's
I'm
your name?
positive that's what took place.
What's
I'm
your
Michael.
name? Hi, Michael.
Yeah.
From Tucson?
Here you go, man.
I mean, I was born in Tucson, man, but I've been all over the United States and stuff, man. You know what I mean, in my life.
That's just ice.
But my family all lives in Tucson, yeah.
From Tucson. Tucson.
How you doing?
How you doing?
So
this is from Sandra V. She's sending me a cash app to get us.
Hey man, I gotta run, man.
Yeah, brother. Thank you.
I just wanted to stop by, man. And say thank you for showing up, because I mean, you know, and I know Savannah. People like get mad about Savannah going back and forth. Like she's gone and she's not here and stuff like that. You know, at different points. But I mean, she's rich, man. So like, for us to take a flight, it's one thing, but for her to take a flight, it's nothing. It's only hours away. She can have a private jet take her here within lickety split. She wakes up and she's back in Tucson. And so I know she loves her mom, man. And Tucson does love her and stuff, you know. I believe that.
Thanks for coming up. Your theory's interesting.
It's interesting, right, man?
Yeah, I'm going to have to review it
I've
again.
been watching your guys' stuff from the beginning, and just different people, and Nancy Grace, and different things, and talking with different people when I'm driving Uber and Lyft that live in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, that don't want to talk on camera, or don't want to stop by here to talk to you guys. I talked to an interesting sheriff, you know, about it and stuff on the way home the other night from the Maverick here in Tucson, which is a country western bar. It's up on the east side. That's where a lot of sheriffs go and hang out and stuff on different nights. And you know, he wasn't on the record and stuff, you know what I'm saying, with things, but I mean, that was what he was basically telling me is what they're thinking took place, you know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
Something in those lines.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Nah, man, that was it, man. I just wanted to come by and thank you, man.
Nobody's giving you problems with parking?
Yeah, I just don't want no trouble with it, man, because I work around here and stuff. I don't want the problems.
Nah, you won't have no problems. Be
Nah,
safe, sir.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Thank you, you too. Local came out, said hi. Sandra V, I'm sorry, you're still here. I had to cut you off for a second because the local wanted to really say hi, and he said I can't park here. So I said, come on in and share your theory real quick, because he drove past before on the last call. So talk to me.
As I was saying about that gentleman that got, well, everybody says arrested. When you're arrested or detained, they put you in handcuffs, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, at least in my city, in my state, they do. I'm assuming it's everywhere. He was never put in handcuffs. Okay, and when do you ever see a police officer drive off with your vehicle? If you are under the influence, they have it towed. I mean, I've seen it in my state where the police officer will pull it over, park it, take away the keys from the driver, and tell the driver walk home. That I've seen. So right there, I found it pretty fishy between the police officers. Okay. And the other thing is, especially if he's sitting out front of the house, who the hell sits out front of a house with Nancy's picture on her phone and looking at the house? To me,
you're talking about that guy.
Yeah. So if I was a police officer, I would have arrested him, taken him down to the station. My view, which I didn't see with my eyes, but I did see the cop pulling off with his car. I personally think they drove down the street and here's your car and go ahead on your merry old way.
Yeah.
That's the way I'm looking at
Well,
it.
he got arrested.
Well, he wasn't in handcuffs, so I don't understand how he got arrested.
Appreciate your time. Anything else you'd like to add?
Oh, the other thing is, I don't know if you were ever aware that Savannah was married before, and she, I mean, that's just the thought. I sent
Me
his
too.
picture over to you, so. And that's it, and good luck to you out there. And once I find that article about the
Yeah, the
money
check.
for the down payment, yeah,
I
I'll
want to
send
know
it
more
you.
about the check. Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, I'll send that over to you.
Thank you in Rhode
Okay.
Island. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. A lot of activity just all in that one segment there. Numerous people popping up. A local. Yeah, I'd like to know a little bit about that. Sandra V got lunch today for Tucson and me, so I appreciate that. Shout out to Sandra V. Sandra V. Appreciate that. Thank you. I'd like a sandwich, and I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I think it's Sandra V. Sandra V. But if you're watching, appreciate that. Water, ice cold water. Thank you. Yes, Sandra V. It's like a Baggins. And appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes.
Baggins. Not really that hungry, but preside. You want half of this sandwich, brother?
Oh, mate, I'm not going to say no to that.
All right, here, open up and share it with my friend here. Just rip it up open. Split it.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, let's get a little hungry out
Thank you, Sandra V.
Yeah. Thank you, Sandra V.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
My friend with Fox News. My England friend.
That's it. Hello,
One of the
bud.
best paparazzi photojournalists out there.
Hello, chat. There you go. I'll take this one.
Go ahead. All right, enjoy. Thank you, Sandra V. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, look at that.
It's good, right?
Looks good, yeah.
Not bad. Give half the sandwich away. We're all family.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna scarf this down 1 second. It's like a, I don't know. It's like a, I don't know if you guys care or not, but it's like one of these. They got like cranberries. It's kind of like a turkey Thanksgiving cranberry sandwich from Baggins, Baggins. So very, very grateful for that. Thank you, Baggins. Pretty good. Got a lot of meat packed in.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I think you're gonna get too in there.
Well, what in the heck happened here? So many different theories. The check. Did Nancy pay for Annie Tomaso's new home?
I wouldn't do it.
Another individual called in and said they got their home before selling the last home. So how are you going to get the down payment?
Yeah. No, Liz is nice too. Liz is
For the new home?
yeah. I just think if you go on here,
Or the payment for the new home before selling the other home?
it's gonna go viral. It's gonna be good, you know. Yeah.
Brian Enton with the scoop. Looks like News Nation is about to go live outside the house. We'll see what they have to say.
Well, and also we don't know.
I just heard Brian Enton say They got something that's going to go viral. They might have some sort of new scoop. Something about to go viral. New information may be coming forward. All right, we're good to go. Quiet out here. Quiet. Car in the repair shop. This is tolerable weather. So we got Dad's going live. I wonder if Adventures with Jim. Does Jim plan to come back? All right, Josh wants to talk. Josh. 202 number coming in. Josh wants to talk. He's reached out to me numerous times, he says. Welcome aboard, Josh. Hello. Hello.
How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Josh. How are you?
Good. See, I've been trying to get a hold of you.
Nice. What you got?
Well, I got several things and a theory. First off, I'm an electronics engineer.
Oh, okay.
So I understand electronics, how they work, cameras, pacemakers. A pacemaker, you have to be within Bluetooth range, so I don't think a helicopter's going to do it, for one.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they're going to get close enough, or they're going to stay connected long enough.
Oh, okay.
You know how like your phone to your car or whatever, it takes a little bit to connect, and I don't think flying over the helicopter is going to give them enough time to connect.
Just not enough time.
No, I think it has to hover a little bit longer. Maybe a drone flying slowly closer to the ground would work, but I don't think a helicopter is going to work.
Why don't they do a drone?
I don't know. Why don't they do a lot of things?
Yeah, exactly. You're right. What else?
Why wait?
Yeah.
Why wait 2 weeks to pick up the mat in front of the door and then vacuum up what was there?
The mat's still there, man.
Well, when those 3 investigators were there, I thought I noticed them pick it up and use a shop vac type thing underneath it, put it back down.
Unbelievable, right?
So, and then the other thing is with the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't stored in the cloud, well, how it does is it goes up in the cloud as data, and from that data, they could piece it back together and do a video. But that data would also have to contain the date and time of the video.
Mm-hmm.
So for them to be guessing when that second video was taken without the backpack is untrue. I don't think they're giving us all the information.
There's no timestamps. Don't the Nests have timestamps?
Well, cameras, you have an option of showing the timestamp or not, but that timestamp is always recorded in the data.
Yeah. And I think that has huge evidentiary value to share with the public the exact time.
It does, unless you're trying to cover something up or keep information out of the public for evidentiary reasons. I don't know.
But that does a disservice to everybody because, you could say, hey, supposedly there was a second time the perp's there, the one without the backpack on, standing there looking at the thing. What time of day? Because that's important because all the neighbors can then go check their cameras around the time of day.
Exactly. And the other thing is it's too much of there's too many coincidences. At the same time this guy was in front of her house with the backpack, the other guy in the neighborhood with the backpack that was going over the fence, it was so weird. They cleared that guy, but it was still weird that there was 2 people with backpacks walking around in the dark at the same time in the same neighborhood. Doesn't make sense. Them swatting Carlos and Luke, they don't use that kind of resources unless they have very good information. They don't just go on a whim.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, because there's some liability here.
There's some connection to Carlos and Luke, I think. They had to have evidence showing that. Now, I don't call myself a psychic, but I have had, I kind of get these dreams, and I have to piece things together to make sense. Well, I called FBI with that information. Would have been before the video or anything came out. It was that first Saturday after.
Yeah.
When did you get on the ground?
The Friday.
Friday. Okay, so you had just been on the ground. I had watched a little bit of it. I hadn't paid much attention, but I did get some stuff that came through it. It comes through kind of in clues. Like they showed me a picture of a friend's wife who was named Nancy, and then I got an Nancy Guthrie song I had to put together. But anyway, the tips I gave them were there was a right turn right sign.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy was somewhere not in water, but near or could hear water. There was something about a necklace, and that Annie knows it was a necklace, and I don't know if it was jewelry necklace or a life alert necklace they should be tracking.
Yeah.
And they should be able to track those. She left the house in something blue. I don't know if that was a blanket, a tarp. I've seen some blue garbage cans around the neighborhood. But she left in something blue. And the other thing was, I don't think she was at her house. I think when she left, because I didn't know what the right turn sign meant until I was watching your video on Monday. I had never been seen Annie in Tomaso's house. There's a right turn sign right across the street in front of their house.
In front of their home.
Yep.
I never noticed that at the review.
And it hit me like a brick when I saw it. I was like, oh, there it is. And then the other side, I got some RR, and I thought it meant railroad tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Where did they go with RR?
This is fascinating.
Carlos, where's Carlos live?
Rio Rico, RR.
Right. And I gave them these tips. I got these visions on Saturday.
Who exactly you give the tips to?
FBI.
Like the tip line or call?
Tip line.
Tip line. They respond?
They responded enough to tell me to get in contact with my local FBI agent if I had any more information.
Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of like a follow-up.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I've been in contact with them, but I haven't had any more. I've been watching pretty close. I was the one that led you to the helicopter flight that night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I got a feeling when I heard the
Yeah.
scanner say light flight.
Yeah.
And it hit me, and just this thing hit me, and it told me that I need to get you to go to that hospital.
Yeah, you were.
The reason I picked that hospital is the closest hospital at the trauma center in Alabama. And from there on, you know, I believe Nancy was found. She was taken to the hospital that day. They're holding it back. That's one theory. The other thing is you met that guy at the hospital that took you up to Carlos's.
Yeah, up the mountain.
I don't think that was an accident. I think I was meant to lead you there. But that guy gave me the most ungodly, creepy.
Oh, the guy in my car?
Guy in your car. I was actually scared for you.
Nah, he was good. He's a nice guy. But I get it, man. A lot of people were worried about me going around the mountain in some stranger's car.
And I got a weird feeling when you're up on that mountain. If Carlos was involved and he was the one to take her out and get rid of her, what a perfect place to roll her down that mountain.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the theory. I played in a band also. And when you get in a band, everybody wants to be friends with the band. Now, who hangs out at bars? They should be checking the bars where his band played.
Well,
you get like a following. You get like these people that want to be your friend all the time. And who hangs out at
That's
bars?
interesting. No, that's interesting that you say that. Now, I was going to say that to the last caller when they were bringing up, you know, the band of Tommaso, right? Now, considering if Tommaso and Annie are a victim in this case, and some people think they're involved, whatever you want to think. But if they don't have an idea who the perp is, has anyone considered, you know, where Tommaso and his band has played and some sort of someone in that crowd or someone got fixated on Tommaso or some you know, some event on that sphere?
Yep, and I know I didn't really follow into it much, but a lot of times the band will get these groups that, you know, kind of come, they get into pot and they get in drinking together and, you know, and if it's so who hangs out at these bars? Well, it's not people 50 years old like me and Tommaso. It's the younger crowd. And so you got Kayla, who's maybe not really close to the family, but she may know Tommaso enough to, you know, hang out at the bar where he plays and be friendly.
Yeah.
And that would introduce him to maybe Luke, maybe Carlos is friends with them through that connection.
Mm-hmm.
They should be checking these bars and say, hey, do you recognize these people? And if they put them all together as maybe, you know, acquaintances or whatever, you know, just, it doesn't make sense they would swat Carlos and Luke without much evidence and clear them right away. They had to have something. You don't just swat somebody and hold them for 7 hours on a whim.
They call it probable cause.
Well, yeah, but how many people drive through that area?
You know, probable cause can get people arrested just by an accusation.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
You know, just have you been there?
Been there.
What happened?
I was accused of some stuff by my ex over.
Oh man.
And it was actually brought up to a felony level, but it was a he said, she said. You know, it's just a mess. I don't want to really get into that.
No, I got you. But yeah, you know what probable cause. Sometimes it's strong, sometimes it's not.
Very weak.
That you know, to do this on this grand scale, to put you in the limelight of the most high-profile mystery true crime case probably in the last 20 years, and to do that to somebody is whoa. You gotta have. I mean, you can't just go by just. I mean, the pressure's on them to find somebody, but I mean, just to scoop somebody up and then have their names plastered all over the internet as being part of this case, synonymous with this case forever until it's solved. Got to have something, right? You would think it would be just hey, it looks like the suspect.
I think because of the RR sign, that's where she actually lost her life.
RR.
I think something happened at Annie and Tomaso's maybe, and money's involved. The other thing I told them is money is involved.
Mm-hmm.
I said this is FBI tip, there's a rift between siblings somewhere in this and an argument over money. So I don't know if Carlos was in money problems and maybe got a little argument with Nancy and accidentally something happened to her. And when he took her home, she was not with us anymore.
So you're saying you're eyeing Carlos?
I am.
Interesting.
Well, I'm eyeing Tomaso as maybe something happened.
Mm-hmm.
And when he went to the home and he brought Nancy in and shut that garage door, Nancy was already gone. And then he called whoever he had available to help him get rid of this. And I think everything else was staged. I think the blood was dropped on purpose to make it look like something happened in the home. I think Tomaso went in through the garage, let Nancy in, shut the garage door, waited for help to come. I think when they sent somebody around to disable the camera, I think the blood was dropped and the lamp was broken. And I think they took her from there. Once the camera was disabled, they could leave any exit they wanted.
Doesn't matter because it doesn't matter. They're not seen.
Yeah, if Tomaso parked his car outside, opened the garage door, brought her in, they would never have to open that garage door again. They could leave through the back door and around to his car.
Interesting theories. Hey, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks. I've been following you just about every day. I sit here with you, man.
Josh, where are you from?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. How's the weather?
It's not too bad. It's like 20-something.
Oh, that's bad for me. That's a heat wave for you. I mean, I know last month it was pretty. I was covering things in Minnesota. It was like 10 below.
Right. Great. Yeah.
Thanks for your time, Josh.
I'm not from the cities area. I'm from up north, and we have a different mentality than the cities. You won't see anybody up here.
Gotcha.
Who identifies as a cat and wants to protest spot ice. So.
You take care of yourself, Josh. Thanks for watching.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, man. You're eyeing Carlos.
I'm eyeing Carlos, Luke, Tomaso, Kayla. I think there's something connecting all of them. And I think it could be related to the bars where he plays in his band.
The bars and the band. Thanks for your talk. Thanks for the
Right,
chat. Bye-bye. The bars and the band. Bars and the band. What do y'all think? My take is no stone left unturned. I was shocked that they didn't speak to the trash people. Just speak to everybody. Misty Haynes in the house. Misty Haynes. Someone just had a great question. Does Annie and Tomaso have a ring camera? I'll add. Does Luke have a ring camera? Could show leaving or coming in late night hours. Well, Misty Haynes, the neighbor across the street from Luke that we spoke to, he was an elderly man, and we happened to just catch him in passing, said authorities have not asked him anything about surveillance at his house. They didn't even come to his house. You would think that they would ask Luke's neighbors if they got any ring cam to determine where Luke Daly was around that time. But does Annie and Tommaso have any ring camera? Any ring camera to show that timeline that they presented to law enforcement? I would think that law enforcement might have some sort of proof that Nancy returned home, besides just the garage door opening for 2 minutes. Something. Let's do this, please. 22 from Arizona. Nice to see, as always. So if the sheriff says January 11th photo is speculation and there's no timestamp, that means we don't know that main perp video is even kidnapper or even the right night. Could be just a smash and grabber. I'll say that again. So if the sheriff says the January 11th photo is speculation and there's no timestamp, that means we don't know that main perp video is even the kidnapper or even the right night. We're hearing January 11th, January 16th, maybe even all the way to the beginning of January with this. Somebody's here. Some people in the chat say Carlos has nothing to do with this.
Had what we believe to be probable cause to take action against both. What I will say is, we had what we believed to be probable cause to take action against both those individuals and the residence they occupied. That probable cause that we felt was strong was given to the U.S. attorney, the county attorney, and a magistrate, a judge, and they agreed that, yes, here's a warrant, go perform your duties. That court order, that warrant, in both cases, was served, and we got what we got from it, and we're moving on. What I will say is,
we're moving on. Wisco Robin. Do they have footage anywhere along the route between of Tommaso taking Nancy home? Well, if they do, they should just release it, don't you think? Wisco Robin, just to show the world, stop with the Tommaso stuff that he's involved. Look at him. He's taking Nancy home here. But would that just fuel the fire even more? But yeah, do they have any footage anywhere along the route of Tommaso taking Nancy home? Besides just the garage door. Opening. Do they actually have proof?
No, I mean,
one up there. Yeah. Yeah. That's the only one I've seen. Yeah. It's a nice neighborhood. Yeah. Bye.
What you breaking?
What do you say?
What you breaking? You got a good.
Look at my Twitter. I just tweeted something.
I saw you broke the jammer possibly, or
Yeah,
the,
look, I just put something else.
all right. Brian Enton got something out. Let's see what Brian got. 2 minutes ago. Ooh, look at this. Whoa! Whoa!
Oh, Jesus.
Dude, the flashings went everywhere.
Man, the
Dude,
umbrella was
our tent got destroyed.
tornado.
We just had a wind gust.
Holy shit.
Look.
Holy crap.
Dude, hold on a second. I'll help you. Dude, I got all this stuff in my eye.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. That was nuts.
Let's put some rocks on it. Let's see. Maybe.
Yeah, it's good right here. Dude, all this stuff flew in my eye.
I got some pegs here if we could kind of
Maybe some.
peg it in.
Maybe, yeah. Some heavy rocks too.
Brian Enton says here.
That was crazy. Circular.
It was trying to take out JLR.
Brian Enton says here are some of the Ring cameras. These are some of the neighbors' Ring cameras that stopped working around the time Nancy was abducted. Also in the same time frame, their dog woke them up to go outside, which they say is very unusual. Dun, dun, dun. This one might be hard to read. Huh. Neighbors' cameras.